Hello there! Welcome back to another episode of Rule the Waves 2 as Great Britain. In fact, we are up to episode 30. It's a pretty impressive number considering that I never even intended to post these online. But hey, we've made it. Quite a ways. If you hear anything in the background, don't worry, that's just Gascan trying out some stuff for our flight simulator. Meanwhile, we've got a fleet to build. So we currently have a number of massive 50,000-ton battle cruisers and battleships under construction. These should form the backbone of a new fast fleet of powerful capital ships to enforce our will around the world. We also have a new generation of destroyers, an enormous step forward with greater speed, triple torpedo tubes, and significant anti-submarine capabilities. So these should be our new fleet-class destroyers for an extended period of time, certainly for the foreseeable future. We also have a couple of modern medium-range submarines, just to see what sorts of capabilities these things have, and to help our nation develop anti-submarine tactics. It's hard to practice your strategies if you don't have ships to practice against, so these things will help out in war games and other testing, just so we know what enemy ships are capable of. We just finished crushing a rebellion in Australia, so we have a number of capital ships slowly wending their way back to home waters. We're also building up our dock size, so we can build proper titans of the sea. And, yeah, I think that's about all that's going on. Oh, I forgot. We unlocked an interesting new research area, the anti-aircraft category. That has unlocked the heavy AA machine guns, so light AA guns. Don't know how much I'm going to do with those for right now, though, so I'm actually going to bop this down to low research so we can focus on getting upgraded armor, and most specifically, under turrets and gun mountings, I want that improved elevation. That is a significant development in terms of gunfire. So hopefully we'll get that this episode. We'll see. That's what I'm really holding off on as far as refitting all of these capital ships. Once I have that, I can proudly refit my ships, knowing that they will have longer range and still be useful for more time. Alright, well, that's enough talking. Let's get this show on the road. Alright, we've got 4 destroyers commissioned. America is hosting an international regatta and sail race. Interesting. Well, I could go for less tension, or I could go for the win and gaining prestige and a little bit more tension. Well, since that contributes to my budget, I think that's what I'm going to do. Alright. Not a whole lot else going on here. And a little bit more tension there. I am curious if we are able to order any ships from other nations. I know there is a mechanism for that. I just don't know what it is. And of course we cannot order any aircraft because we haven't unlocked that capability. Let's see. According to the almanac, let's see what sorts of things our nation has. Wow, even Italy has air bases. Oh no, those are airship bases, not air bases. Alright, looks like all nations so far only have airship bases. Yeah, there we go. Okay, so looks like airships are the only competitive vehicles right now. We do not actually have any proper military aircraft, and no nations currently have that capability. Well, I guess that means we aren't behind in that category, so we can move on with pride. We did just finish a whole bunch of destroyers, so let's build some more. Alright. I think it's kind of funny that we have destroyer names like Fire Drake and Tigress right next to other ships named Sandfly and Goldfinch. I find that kind of amusing. But these ships don't particularly need to work up. Hold on, why are they only 32 knots? Weren't they supposed to be 33? They were supposed to be 33. Well, that's not good. That means that those ships also failed to reach their design speed. Well, that is unfortunate. Alright, well, we'll put those in mothballs for now. Oh, wow. That change in anti-submarine capability. Larger ships are, of course, more powerful, so yeah, that's a significant step up. Actually, I think that's the extra depth charges, not so much the size, because the red poles don't have extra depth charges yet. I'll have to add that in a refit. But these Stowers do, because that was included in their refit. So, extra depth charges, +1 ASW rating. Alright. Well, not a whole lot else to do right now. We've just got a lot of ships heading home. So we'll move on to our next turn. One of our major arms manufacturers wants to enter a technology sharing agreement with a company in Germany. That does not seem like a good idea. Ideally, a technology sharing agreement would be a good idea, but not against our next major rival. That could give them plenty of technology and enough time to refit their ships with new hardware. And that would be unacceptable. So no, we shall not risk sharing our technology. Oh! Ooh! Improved director! That is significant. Maybe it's time for some refits. Well, it's still September. Tensions are still very low, so let's give it until the end of the year. If I have not unlocked improved elevation by the end of the year, we're just going to dive straight into refits as is. Alright, here we go. Next turn. Ooh, blueprints for the Italian ship Italia. Let's see. Well, that's an interesting design there. 4 triple 13-inch turrets, a little bit light on the gun armament there, and also a little bit light on the armor, but 24 knots. Not a bad ship overall, just not the way I would do it. Oh, and apparently our gun designers have decided that a 19-inch gun would be just the right thing. Not that I intend to use those anytime soon, but hey, at least we've got them. Indications that an unknown nation has stolen industrial secrets from us. I blame Germany. It is clearly their fault. Also, I think that it would be rather nice to build some large caliber gun batteries. And when I say large caliber, I mean very large caliber. Nuts. Looks like the largest we can do is 14 inches. Would have been nice if I could do like a 16 or a 20-inch battery, but nope. I don't think that's going to happen. Let's see how things are going over here. Alright, because this area over here near Way Highway is significant. Gotta keep on improving that, raising our military capabilities. Alright, well that looks good, and hey, our dreadnoughts have made it back. So I'm going to leave the dreadnought in active fleet because she's elite, and all the other ones are going into mothballs, since they only have 12-inch guns. Actually, unfortunately, I don't think I'll be able to maintain that elite rating through a refit. So, yeah, I don't think I'll be able to maintain that elite rating through a refit, so it's not worth the expense of maintaining her on active fleet. So we're going to put her on mothballs. Alright, it's October, just a few more months. Come on. I want that improved elevation. German Navy putting a lot of effort into gunnery training. Interesting. So that means that they are doing a gunnery training priority. Well, we'll see how that works. Oh yeah, we can put these fellows on mothballs. There we go. Save a little money there. Alright, well, let's keep moving along. More than half the fleet tonnage mothballed. Oh my goodness. Those cruisers were the difference between good to go and not. Oh, that is crazy. Alright, well, not much to it. Gotta get some ships back on reserve. So let's see. We'll take one of these. Oh, hey, there we go. Not only do we get to move on to the next turn, but we do unlock increased elevation. Outstanding. Hey, and France is finally installing directors on their ships. And now is the time for us to start refitting our own ships with improved performance. Alright, so let's start with these inconsiderables. Actually, no, let's start with the dreadnoughts, since they're in mothballs already. Alright, so we will open design for rebuild. Alright, first things first. Improved director. Increased elevation. Secondary director. New 4-inch guns. Alright. I think that's it. And we'll move those up into single turrets. Actually, I do have 6 tons remaining. Let's throw on some light AA weapons. Alright. And it's all good. So let's rebuild these things. Okay, Dreadnought 1919. Alright, commence rebuild. Oof, there goes the budget. While we're at it, let's take these camper downs as well. Alright, improved director. Director secondaries. Let's see. What about the cost for these? Okay, that does bump up the cost. How much does it change the cost by? Okay, so just a straight paint refit is 400,000 a month. Slapping in director and elevation puts it up at almost 8 million a month. Secondary director, 8 million a month. Swapping out the 4-inch guns. Yeah, that's pretty expensive for ships that I'm hoping not to fight with in the first place. Oh, hey, I forgot about these. We need to clear those off. Scratch those torpedoes. And that gives me a chance to put those tertiaries back up where they were before and throw on some light AA. There we go. Alright, we have some light AA. We've got improved director. We've got the improved 4-inch guns. Every little bit counts. Alright. Let's rebuild these. Alright. And we also need to start looking at some of these battle cruisers. So let's take the impermeable class. Let's see what we can do with those. Alright, so we'll slap some increased elevation on those. Improved director. Secondary director. Larger caliber 4-inch guns. And some light anti-aircraft guns. Man, these do not have very many rounds per gun. That is not great. They do not have the kind of staying power we need for a fleet battle. Alright. It is what it is, so we'll have to go with it. Actually, let's put these up in singles, since we're swapping them out anyway. Alright. Ship identified as Dreadnought class. Do I want to reclassify? It is worth more points, but it changes what types of battles they can spawn into, and this thing is ultimately intended for cruiser chasing. So I am not going to reclassify these. Nope, do not reclassify. But we are going to do the rebuild. Alright. Alright, that looks pretty good. This is going to absolutely crush my budget. Let's see, what else can I do? Should I start rebuilding the other ones? They're all also going to be costing about 1 to 2 million a month for 4 months, no matter what. Well, I do have plenty of funding. Alright, well, we'll hold off for a few months and see how that ends up. Oh, good. Our scientists are well on their way to understanding improved seaplane carriers, even though they do not have aircraft to carry them with. That's interesting. Alright, it is also time to order some more... no, one more turn, and then it'll be time to order some more destroyers. Alright, nothing else going on here. Next turn. Oh my, Italy is stealing technology. Interesting. Alrighty, well, we do have some more destroyers to throw into mothballs. There we go. Save that money. And order more destroyers. There we go. Gotta keep that building program going. Alrighty. Trying to think if it's time for any more rebuilds, and no, I think I will hold off until those are back out. Actually, you know what? As long as I have ships on foreign station, that's a fair bit of tonnage right there. And if I put all of my ships into reconstruction, then hopefully I won't have the Prime Minister complaining about too many ships and mothballs. Only one way to find out. We'll start off with the Goliath class, since they're still active service ships. Put improved director on those, increased elevation, secondary directors, more powerful 4-inch guns. Alright, and we are slightly overweight. Sorority single turrets. We'll just drop a couple off of that, and we'll throw on some light AA to use up the extra tonnage. There we go. 9 heavy machine guns. That's got to be worth something. Alright. Oh, I could have improved main guns. I forgot to check that. I know I don't have better 16-inch guns, but I do have better 15-inch guns. Alright, so that is a much more extensive rebuild. And quite a bit more expensive. But that should keep these ships in the front lines for quite a while. Alright, and let's begin that rebuild. And we should also take the Inconsiderable class and throw those in for a rebuild. Let's see. Just out of curiosity, I wonder what it would take to get back that extra knot. Oof. Nope. Definitely not worth it for a single knot. These ships will be stuck at 29 knots, unfortunately. Alright, let's so. Improved director, increased elevation, secondary directors. Improved 4-inch guns. There we go, that all looks good, that all looks good. And a few light anti-aircraft guns. Alright. Go with that. Yep, I understand. Rate of fire reduced. Rebuild saved. Yep, let's do the rebuild. Alright, throw those in for rebuilds. And now we only have a few capital ships and mothballs. And we still have those Hercules class out. Alright, it'll be 2 more turns until we get the majority of our capital ships out again. Ah, there we go. Prime Minister's complaining about ships and mothballs. Well, simple solution to that. Let's take 2 more ships out of mothballs, send them into refit. That'll solve the problem. Alright, improved director, increased elevation, secondary directors, better 4-inch guns on the deck. And we even have the tonnage for some light machine guns. There we go. I think that looks good. Alright, and once again, I'm not reclassifying these because I have plenty of dreadnoughts, and these are not built as dreadnoughts. I don't want them trying to get thrust into that role. So we will rebuild these. Alright, looks good to me. Let's see if the Prime Minister's happy with that. Oh! Our scientists expect promising results from the new research area, naval aviation heavier than air. And we have also unlocked larger seaplane carriers. Interesting. Well, that's quite some developments. Well, that is the one that gives me seaplane scouts. So, yeah, we'll see what we can come up with in that. So we've at least unlocked a category. And I think I am going to leave it on medium, at least until I have something to put on my seaplane tenders. And then once I'm done with this round of refits, if the budget supports, I may look into building some bigger seaplane tenders. Because, you know, 5 aircraft is kind of sad. Alright, I think it's time for our next turn. There we go. Inflammable has finished her reconstruction. Impermeable has finished her reconstruction. And looks like the dreadnoughts are coming out too. Caesar, Renown, Majestic, Mars, Camperdown. Ah. Oh my. A scandal involving some important dignitaries from Russia has occurred. This sounds like the perfect opportunity to embarrass Russia. I think that's what we're going to do. Oh yes, definitely. They are far inadequate compared to what we have. Let's take a look at what their battle cruisers are. Oh yeah. They lack the guns. They lack the performance. They do have decent armor. I'll give them that. But yeah, those ships will not stand up to ours. Yeah, we're definitely going to use this to embarrass Russia. Oh, good. Our scientists are well on their way to understanding shell dyes. That should help with concentration firing. Excellent. And now that we have all of these ships out, we can put these on reserve. We can put these on reserve. Actually, I think I'm going to put them back into mothballs. And we can begin rebuilds on the rest of our capital ships. So we'll take the Invincible, that glorious ship, and we'll improve her. Improve director, elevation, secondary director, better 4-inch guns. We can clear off those torpedoes. And wow, I was gonna say that's almost enough for an aircraft, but nope, not quite. Don't think this ship would be capable of using it really well anyway. But we can certainly throw on some machine guns. Actually, how are we doing on tertiaries? Yeah, I think that'll be good. Alright, this should be good. And no, I am not reclassifying that as a battleship. Once again, same reasons as before. There we go. Rebuild that. We've already done those. Next up would be the Hercules class. And these ones will get the same treatment. Improved director, increased elevation, secondary directors, and fancy new 4-inch guns. Oh, too far. There we go. Alright. Man, these are some nice looking ships if I say so myself. I'm hardly one to judge, but I believe I make some mighty fine battleships. Yep, there's those twin turrets. That's fine. We'll rebuild those. Yep, looks good. Alright. And let's see about the others. We'll grab the last few ships. Formidables and Emperor of India. Alright. Those are already quality 1, so nothing to do there. Improved director, increased elevation, secondary directors, and more powerful 4-inch guns. I don't quite have the tonnage, so hey, this is where those tertiaries come in. We'll just drop a couple off. And now I have room for some light A as well. There we go. We'll save those and we'll rebuild those. And then we'll do the same treatment to the Emperor of India. Yep, those are also already quality 1. Improved director, increased elevation, secondary director, fancy new 4-inch guns. Alright. Looks good to me. Oh wait, hold on. There we go. 2 machine guns. That'll really put a stop to those air raids. Alright, there we go. That is every single major capital ship going through the yards. Awesome. Here we go. Next turn. What? More than half the fleet tonnage mothballed. Oh yeah, okay, fine. We'll reserve fleet. There you go, just for you, Mr. Prime Minister. There we go, Dreadnought coming out. USA wants diesel generators. Yep, I'm gonna sell that. I need all the money I can get. Oh, here we go, convoy system. Reduction in merchant losses to submarines. Now, some may say it's not a good idea to put lots of targets in one area. However, what it actually means, if all the targets are in one area, that means all the other areas have no targets. So you have to find the right spot before you can shoot anything. And that means it's a lot easier to protect that convoy than it is to protect a bajillion and a half individual merchant ships going wherever they want. So this should make a pretty significant difference next time we're in a submarine fight. Aha! Finally, shell dies. Reducing the penalty for more than one ship firing at the same target, we'll actually be able to distinguish who shot which shells, so we can tell that those are not the shells I should be correcting off of. These ones are. Alright, sounds good to me. Dreadnought just came out, and yeah, she did not survive the refit with crew quality. So we'll put her right back into reserve fleet. And all these other ships should be coming out shortly. Oh my goodness. My budget is absolutely flattened by this. 16.5 million negative per month. Oh boy. Expensive, but so worth it. Alright. Next turn. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 battle cruisers finished their refits. Good. Alright, and we can start putting ships back in mothballs. Alright, and we've got the Inconsiderable back, so that's good. Oh my, those are expensive. I will reserve fleet these. And I'll see if I can mothball these other battle cruisers. Probably not, but I'll give it a try. Battleship Iron Duke can be completed with our best fire control. I'm going to pass on that, because we have other improvements to incorporate as well. Oh, and here we get a look at the latest in French technology. Well, okay, it's a 1914 design, so not the latest. But I guess it's undergoing a refit. 14-inch guns, 8.5-inch belt. Yeah, very offensive-minded, and 28 knots. That's pretty fast. But still lacking in the fire control. They've only just started refitting with director firing. Oh, and we've unlocked improved 7-inch guns. That's fun fact, the 7-inch guns are the smallest caliber that can properly set off a magazine detonation on a capital ship. 6-inch and smaller will not do it. So 7-inch guns are the smallest caliber that can actually properly kill you. I never use them. But hey, we were okay mothballing those ships. Turns out the tonnage from 50,000 ton battleships is enough to make up for all that. Let's see if I can put these camper downs in mothballs as well. There we go. Every little bit counts. Oh, 2 more months until the Iron Duke comes out. Good. Prime Minister wasn't happy with that. Alright. We'll take the Mars back out. Wow, so many ships. Oh my. There has been an uprising in an African country and the focus of great power colonial ambitions. We need to send a force to evacuate our nationals and protect our interests. What size should the expeditionary force be? Well, I don't really have gunboats to send, unless you consider destroyers, which I don't have any destroyers in the area. I do have cruisers out and about. I do have various cruisers in West Africa, Southern Africa, all around there. So I do actually have cruisers in the area. Or I could send a battleship. Well, obviously, prestige and budget are both good things, and those all come from raising tensions. So I think I am going to send a battleship. So many ships finishing. Alright, there we go. Oh my, Russia didn't like that. And neither did France or America. Well, tough Cocoa Puff, they can deal with it. In fact, I'm going to reserve the rest of my capital ships so we can start working up. And I'm also reserving these so they can start working up. And I'm going to reserve fleet these so I have some destroyers available. You know, I think I'll also grab the red poles so I have sufficient destroyers available. There we go. Yes, it's expensive, but I have plenty more ships coming out of the yards soon. And by that I mean one. Yeah, that'll totally solve it. Time to build more destroyers. There we go. I always find British destroyer names amusing. Here we have Shark and Christopher and Cockatrice. Right next to Fortune, Garland, Ardent. Oh my. I wonder how they originally came up with these names. Was it literally some random person opening a book, putting his finger on the most complicated name that he could find and saying, there, that's it? Or were they tasking professors at Oxford University with coming up with lists of names? Who knows? But they certainly came up with some amusing ones. Alright, looks like tensions are building up, so we will see where this conflict ends up, who we end up going to war with, whether it's Russia or Germany, or possibly both. Wow, Germany has 22 dreadnoughts? How? And I guess I do have a large number of small ships. So that's something. Heck, they even still have one pre-dreadnought. Wow. That's quite a sad pre-dreadnought with 9-inch primaries. Let's see what kind of modern ships they've got. Graf Spee. 16-inch guns. Pretty good, pretty good. But a 9.5-inch belt. Wonder if that was originally a dreadnought, or if that was a battlecruiser that got reclassified. Because suddenly they have less battlecruisers. Nope, that's definitely a new ship. Alright, how's Russia doing? Russia has finally gotten 14-inch guns, and they actually believe in proper armor, so that's something. Alrighty, well, let's continue. We'll reserve fleet those. Alright, here we go, next turn. Oh my. Well, that's quite the reward. The Iron Duke is easily surpassing her design speed. Oh, how polite. One of our major shipyards is offering to build another Gurkha class. Excellent. Could always use more destroyers. One of our cruisers has run aground on the shore of a minor nation while performing an illicit intelligence operation. Oh my. Well, that never happens. I've certainly never done the same myself. Well, this is Britain that we're talking about here. And that is a minor nation. So clearly, this is the only appropriate action. We shall demand they release the ship of the British Empire, and if they refuse, then we shall send a strong squadron to underline the point. Our scientists report that they are within a cat's whisker of comprehending above water tubes on a cruiser. That's pretty darn close if you ask me. Oh, and we've gotten high-angle rangefinder, improved our heavy anti-aircraft effectiveness. Now, if only we had some heavy anti-aircraft. Yeah, Russia is really not happy with me. But with those Iron Dukes easily surpassing their design speed, we now have 50,000-ton dreadnoughts going 28 knots, which means I need to build more of them. All right. We're going to build another one. There we go. 28 knots of awesome. Now, of course, as soon as it comes out, I'm absolutely going to have to refit it. Because we need improved director, increased elevation. Already has secondary director, so that's good. But we also need improved 4-inch guns. And we can throw on some light anti-aircraft. Alright, looks good. Let's do it. And I do believe it is time to ding the bell and mobilize all ships. Russia is looking like they want to go to war. Looks like Germany is thinking about participating as well. Alright, have all ships been modernized? Yes. Four months till we get our new Iron Duke. Until then, only the, It's funny, the Iron Duke is going to be 1 knot slower than the inconsiderable class battle cruisers. Just a 1 knot difference. Alright, well, not a whole lot else to do. Let's go on to our next turn. A disarmament conference is being held in The Hague. Well, I could deny the conference, or I could say don't agree to anything binding. I certainly do not intend to take any sort of arms reductions, because that would scrap all of my major capital ships under construction right now, and that would be terrible. So, yeah, nope, we're not going to agree to anything binding. Not when we're this close to war with Russia. Essentially, all that would do is scrap my major capital ships that are about to come out. There we go. Disarmament conference concluded with much talk and no results. Excellent. Good job, diplomats. You can do your job. Scientists currently baffled by the problems of water wall furnace. Some improved boilers. Well, that's okay. They'll figure it out eventually. Oh, unexpected advances in light forces torpedo warfare. Above water tubes on light cruisers. I'm not particularly concerned about that. But now that we've got the technology, that's one step closer to more capable stuff. Alright, Japan has let us know through diplomatic channels that they are worried by our base expansions in Northeast Asia. Tension goes up. How bad? Greater than 0. Well, nuts. I was hoping to have potentially conclude a treaty with Japan against Russia. That'd be a great way to put them on their place. But overall, not a whole lot to be concerned about. Russia has nothing in the Far East, and they don't even have a whole lot over here. That said, I hope this war comes soon, because we do not have the budget to stay at active fleet for long. Oh, and now we get inclined belt. Wish I'd had that a couple of years ago when I was designing these new 50,000-ton behemoths. Oh well, we'll incorporate that into the next round of designs. And we still have nothing going on. Come on, guys. We need this war. I also need bigger docks. Alright. Italy wants to buy AP shells. Hey, that's half a month's worth of budget right there. I'll take it. Oh, and torpedo protection 3. Unexpected advantages in torpedo technology. Man, we're getting all the technologies right before the war. Most of it not in time to make any differences, but hey, new torpedoes, that helps. Uh-oh. Economic slump? Oh, that's bad. Especially right now. Let's see if we can get this war kicked off. That'll turn the economy around. Almost. Man, it seems like everyone wants to go to war against us. Well, now we've got the Iron Duke back, so that's good. The Prime Minister has made an ill-considered statement about Russia. What is my response? Well, maybe the quote was taken out of context. I could decline to comment on policy issues. I want the war to kick off. I want to get into a fight against Russia. The real trick is I don't want to also get into a fight against Germany. That would be bad. I don't know. Just a minor increase in tension or a significant increase in tension plus budget and prestige. Well, nothing's going to get done if we don't do something, so pick one and go with it. I agree wholeheartedly with the Prime Minister. I'll take that budget and prestige. And there we go. Great Britain and Russia are now at a state of war. Hey, That has halfway solved our budget issues. Oh my. This is so expensive. Alright. Well, we are finally at war. Looks like all the other nations are eager to jump on the bandwagon too. But we're at almost an hour length here. This episode went longer than I intended. So we're going to have to take care of all that wartime stuff next episode. Until then, Katori87, signing off.